Hello, everybody. If you can hear me out there, I don't know. Been a busy night. Sorry. Okay, we'll get to it. Anybody out there? So, I don't know if anybody reads the thumbnails or not, but if you do, um, it's a long story. It's all Robert N's fault, so we'll blame it on him. I don't know. Robert, are you out there? You want me to send you a link? I just sent you a link, Robert, if you want to come up. Ira sent you a link if you want to come up. I know Bruce is busy over here. So a lot of the people I know are doing live streams. Sometimes that happens. We all do it on the same day or something. Same time. Same bat channel. Hello, Janice. Anyway, so yeah, I got Bruce on the tablet, and Bruce said he's got me on his tablet. So we'll work it out. We're texting everything together, and we'll all get together on that. But anyway, thought I'd see you. So we're up to 5. I was kind of waiting for a couple people to come in and start telling the story. And Robert, you want to come up and tell part of your story and how you caused all this? Hello, Bruce. Don't let Hong Kong Explorer jump out the window, Bruce. So anyway, let me start telling the story. I guess Robert doesn't want to come up. I'm getting all kinds of text messages, and when you know I'm live, why are you texting me? All right, Robert said give him a minute, so I'll give him a minute, see if he wants to come up and why I tell the story, because it's not his fault or anything. It just kind of a funny situation turned into a bad situation, turned into a hellish situation, and hopefully the hell is over now. But we'll see. I'm watching to make sure Hong Kong Explorer don't jump out our window there.
Yes, thumbs up, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Minnie applied for a factory job in Canada. Y'all please pray that happens. I'm really excited.
Robert, you coming up today?
Okay, yes, we will. We will. Is it buffering? Okay. Anybody else experiencing buffering on your end?
Okay, well, I can start the story. Sorry, I don't know, Robert, you in the background? No? Okay.
Hey, Bonnie Wolf's in the house. Okay, it's all good. Neighbor says it's all good.
Man, that freaks me out when I do that.
Hi, Mark. Good morning.
Yeah, we got MJ.
It's like a Filipina, 2 hours late. What's going on?
Nothing, just hanging out.
Is it cooled off over there now?
It was cool earlier and then got a little warm.
Well, let me start telling the story because this is going to take a little while. So when was it that I started heading to your house? About 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. So I'm heading down to Baltimore to meet up with Robert. Of course, he's got to stay in the luxury hotels down there for the rich people. But anyway, everything went good going down there. I was just going to stay a night because we did that. I think we did a live stream from the hotel room, right? Oh, Janice says hello, Robert.
Yep. Hello, Janice.
And so we did a live stream from the motel or the hotel room the first night, and then Bruce is over talking me. But so we stayed at the Holiday Inn the first night. We did our business with the coffee and everything that we're getting into, and we decided to stay another night. Is King going live too? But I decided to stay another night because we still were trying to figure things out and stuff. So we stayed 2 nights, had a good dinner, but first time I ever had Korean barbecue. Robert did the cooking, and I couldn't chew the food very good because he overcooked it. But yeah,
It was perfectly cooked.
You're the one that
King's
said.
going live in 55 minutes.
Okay, you're the one that said you overcooked it, so I'm just going by that. So, but yeah, it was.
You liked it well done.
Yeah, it was hard to chew. I don't know why, but it was good though. I had a good time and everything. Everything went good. And then so after the second night, get up the next day, and did we go to eat before I left?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. We went to 3 different restaurants before we settled on one. Is that right?
No, that was the day before.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where the hell did we go eat that day?
We ended up at Ruby Tuesdays. Got an expensive drink and left because there was nothing on the menu.
Well, yeah, that was what I was thinking of. So we went to Ruby Tuesdays, got the drink, and then we went to Fridays?
Yeah.
Fridays, yeah. So anyway, so we get all done with that, and I leave Roberts and heading back home to Michigan. Well, I made it as far as where am I?
3 hours away.
3 hours away. Yeah, I made it 3 hours away.
No one should be stuck there.
To Morgantown, West Virginia. Coming through Morgantown, West Virginia. Hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you aboard. The Phantom Guest. But anyway, get to Morgantown, West Virginia, and passing a car on Highway 79, and it just shut down. My van just shut down. So, called tow truck company. They come out. They load me on their flatbed, get me loaded. And then he starts taking it off. I'm like, what's going on? He said, we got a police call because there's an accident. We have to go do that first. So he takes my van off the flatbed, gives me a ride to the hotel room, and then goes do the police call, and then goes, picks up my van and takes it over there. And they had a garage, so they were going to work on it. So they called me, I think it was a day or two later. I don't think it was too long with those guys. And they said that it was the computer wasn't talking with the key. So they said they can't, of course, anybody knows a computer, you're going to have to go to a dealership to get the codes to reset the computer and everything like that. So they said we could tow it over to the Chevy dealership and stuff. I said, okay. And I said, you're going to talk to them? Yeah, we'll talk to them. Let them know what's going on with it and all this good stuff. I said, okay, fine. So I think a week goes by, maybe not even a week, 4 days or something. And it was coming up on the first weekend, and I called the dealership and get this young lady and, just ask her what's going on with the van. Has it been in the shop yet? Because they told me 5 to 7 days. And she said, no. She says, I know about it and all this stuff. And she says, I'll keep, she got a little smart ass, like, I'll keep you on my mind all weekend. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? All I'm asking is if it's been in the shop or not. And she's like, I'll keep it on my mind all weekend. So whatever, So the next two, because she said it would probably go in on Monday. So I called back on Tuesday just to check on it and get this guy. And he says, we don't know anything about it. We were getting ready to call the tow company to find out about it. And I said, well, I just talked to a girl Friday and she knew all about it. Why don't you know about it? Oh, no, she didn't know anything about it neither. All right, whatever. So I gave him all the information and everything. And he said, probably a few days before he gets it in. I said, okay. So that was on Tuesday. Friday, I called just to check on it, just to see if it's gotten in the shop or anything. And they said, I talked to one guy and he said, no, he said, it hasn't been in the shop. It'll be a few more days. I said, okay. So I was a little perturbed. And I called back to talk to the general manager, and they said he wasn't in. So they gave me so I talked to the manager. He said he'd check on it. Because that's right, that's what happened. So Tuesday when I called, and he said he didn't know a damn thing about it, and had to get all the information. Tuesday afternoon they called me. The girl did again and said your van is in the shop. I told you I'd let you know, and it's in the shop. I said okay. So that's why I called back on Friday morning to see what they found out on it. Well, so I got done talking to him Friday morning. I called to see what was going on with it. He said, well, it hasn't been in the shop yet. I said, well, I got a call Tuesday afternoon from a young lady that it was in the shop Tuesday. Well, she shouldn't have done that because it hasn't been in the shop. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on here? He said, well, we haven't had time to get in the shop yet. I said, whatever. So I hung up. I called back about an hour and a half later, talked to the general manager. He wasn't in. I talked to the manager, and he said he'd look into it. And so he had another gentleman call me back Friday afternoon. And so when he calls me back, he said, well, Mike hasn't been in today, so I'm calling you back. I just talked to Mike that morning, so I know Mike was in that day. So he says, what's going on is, we think the engine shot on it. I said, what? The engine? I said, they told me it was a computer not talking to the key is why it shut down. They said, oh, no, we think it's blown engine. So this is, getting carried away and stuff. And I don't know if I'm getting it right every day on it. But So I think Friday, late Friday afternoon, I talked to them again and they're like, yeah, the engine shot on it. And I said, well, how can that be? The engine light didn't come on. Nothing came on, just everything shut off. Wouldn't start up, wouldn't turn over, nothing. He said, well, it's turning over for us, but it's turning over really bad, real sluggish, and it won't start. So this was it last Friday, I guess it was. So I take the weekend just to kind of mulling things over, getting Robert's opinion and stuff like that. And so I called 5 different U-Haul companies here in this town, and 3 of them had disconnected numbers, and the other 2 didn't answer. So this morning, I finally got a hold of U-Haul, and they got me a truck finally. So I went over there and got all my stuff out of my vehicle. And they were all polite. Oh, Mr. Bunting, yes. Engine shot on it. So I tried starting it. It did turn over. It sounded really bad. I'm not a mechanic, so I'm not positive on it. But yeah, it was not good sounding and stuff. So maybe they're right on it. I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but I don't have the money to be towing that thing all over God's creation neither to try and figure it out. So anyway, I got the U-Haul, got all my stuff out of my vehicle, got it in the U-Haul, and I'm heading out tomorrow morning back to Michigan finally. So that's the short end of the story. In between, I think I gained about 3 ulcers or something. I don't know. I'm not feeling really good about it. Pretty pissed off about it, actually. But, I don't know. The older I got, the more it's like, why are you screaming yell? Because it's not going to do a goddamn thing. It really isn't. You're just going to piss off somebody. Somebody's going to be mad at you. You're going to be mad at them. And everybody's going to be arguing. So who the hell cares anymore? If they don't want to get it done, then they don't get it done. But so anyway, yeah, I'm heading up tomorrow morning, heading back to Michigan, go back to work, and go from there. Hopefully things get better and my luck changes. Did I miss anything, Robert?
No, I think you covered it all. It's been a crazy time.
Yeah. I didn't know how long I was staying, so I paid for a week in the motel one time, and then I just started paying day by day because I started looking for ways to get back to Michigan, or if I was going to go back to Michigan, if I was going to tow the car back or what I was going to do. So it's, yeah, I think I gained about 3 ulcers out of all this shit, and chest kills me and everything else at night. So it is what it is, and you just keep moving on. If you wake up the next morning, God wakes you up, you just get up, get out of bed, and go do it again. And that's all you can do. Right?
Yep, that's all you can do. And
So
hope
in the
things
meantime,
get better.
Robert wanted to do a live show, so this is kind of his live show. Well, Toronto traded John Axford to Milwaukee.
They're not allowed to trade right now.
Yeah, they can trade after the deadline. You just got to go through the process thing.
No, they did away with that this year, supposedly.
Well, they're doing it. They just traded.
Maybe it's part of the to be named later.
Well, King's got his Facebook back. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the War Museum. Doesn't say what time. But anyway, that's the long short of it. And
we got 3 watching.
Yeah, we're just rolling out the barrels here.
Yeah.
Me and Bruce were talking. It's like, okay, who's got more watching at a certain time? We'll just switch over to his. Shut one down and go over to his. I don't know who the third one is. Let's see. I don't have one playing. Well, I got you and me. Who's the third one hiding in the background?
I don't know. Got 2 computers up, but same name, so yeah.
Yeah, if it's the same name, it don't matter. It only uses it as one. I just have my background one up on the YouTube on the tablet on the thing here.
Yeah.
But
So
we've
after
been-
everything gets back on track, what are you gonna do?
well, I got a call today from a guy about a driving job. So if I get that, I'll go back driving. Plus, still help you do the coffee and whatever else I can do. I'm still looking for something to do online. I don't want to do phone calls or anything like that.
Telemarketer.
No, I don't.
No one wants to do that.
Yeah, I did that when I was a kid one time for a while. The credit card telemarketing. Oh, we can put insurance on your credit card. You know how many people slam the phone down in your head? Oh my God.
Credit card insurance. That sounds
That
bad.
yeah, I was pretty good at it. I was always at the top of the list for selling, but we were getting ready to go on break. Yeah, they called break. But as they called break, my dialer called in a number. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever done
Yeah.
telemarketing, but you have a dialer, it just does it automatically. And they called break. Well, my dialer called a number. And I was like, man, I got to go to this break. I had to use the bathroom and stuff. So I just kind of went through it real quick and hung up. And the guy's like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't go through the whole spiel like I should have anyway. So come back from break and I get called over to the desk. Well, he was one of our employees and you're in trouble. And it's like, okay, see ya. Whatever. I don't give a shit. That was
Why
ridiculous.
would one of their employees be calling?
Well, they do that, to see if we're doing the whole spiel like we're supposed to and everything. I guess it would. I don't know if it would be the credit card guy or who it would be, but you know what I'm saying. Somebody from the office or whatever they do. They call around and make sure you're doing the whole spiel. Probably the credit card company, I imagine, because they're making sure we're doing the job we're supposed to do for them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was like I said, I was always near the top for sales. So when they started giving me harassing about that, I was like, yeah, I'll go work somewhere else for the same price because they weren't paying nothing. I mean, they were just paying jack shit, like $7.50 an hour or something.
Yeah.
That's when $7 an hour was minimum wage too. So what are you doing? Sitting on the boat?
Yeah, sitting on the boat. It's kind of dark. That's wrong with the camera on. You won't be able to see me anyway. The lighting's bad.
How many live streams are you watching?
None. You got you on both.
Oh, I should probably do this, I guess. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how I did this.
Do what?
There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I just put the link out there. If anybody wants to come up, the link is at the top. I've just pinned it up there. Because me and Robert, we're pretty boring people. But that was just a little story. Robert was telling me, you got to go out and tell it. But, I don't want to say any names or anything because I can't really prove anything. So, I'm not going to get sued because nobody watches my channel. So I'm not worried about that. But I don't think it's proper because I don't know for sure what went on, if it was even checked, because they kept saying it was in the shop. It wasn't in the shop. One person says it was in the shop. The other one to say it wasn't in the shop. It's just too many lies and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I won't never go back there just for that reason. The first place
Not many people do.
That's
It's West Virginia.
I was talking to the Uber driver and he said the same thing. He said, yeah, it's not the best place. I said, I'm not going to say their names or nothing because it's just not proper.
Yeah.
If I had an experience that I knew exactly what happened, yeah, I could say something. But not being there at the shop, I don't know. Because I seen them out checking cars out in the parking and behind the shop there where they park them and stuff. So they do it outside too. Which I know a lot of mechanics will go out there and kind of lift the hood and whatever it is they're trying to listen to. And he just said that his mechanic has a good ear, and he could tell when he was trying to crank it over that the engine was blown.
Yeah.
I still I don't know. I don't know if it was or not, but like I said, for what I spent for the vehicle, it's not going to kill me. But we'll see. Things are going to get better, hopefully. So
Yeah.
just keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. Hopefully it snows tomorrow.
You'll be back soon.
I'll be back.
Yeah, in Michigan.
Oh yeah, I was going to say not West Virginia. Yeah, see how I took that off the John Denver song there?
Yeah.
Almost heaven, West Virginia. Yeah, you guys don't want me singing. Hey, we're up to 6 people. Anybody want to come up? I pinned a link at the top. We're just open chatting, storytelling. I was talking about my trip to see Robert. It started about 3 weeks ago, and it might be coming to an end by tomorrow, hopefully. If I can make it to Michigan, I'll be. Because this U-Haul truck I got, it ain't the best neither. The key to start it, when you put the key in, it's like you got to sit there for some reason and tick, 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 tick back and forth, and it'll finally start. Or the key finally turns to start it. And then the driver's door, you got to sit there and slam it about 3 times for it to close good. Thank you, Judy, for sharing the video. But yeah, so it's I'm not there yet. So I'm not going to say I crossed the finish line yet. So I still got a 7-hour drive tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, on this trip so far, everything has happened, I think.
Yeah.
But here at the motel, it's been a pleasant experience. They put up with me paying every day and stuff, and haven't had no problems. And it's been pretty quiet around here. It's been a pretty nice place. So thumbs up to the Super 8 motel here, and I'm happy with that. Price was right, so could have went next door to the Holiday Inn Express like Robert does, but I don't have Robert's kind of money, so. No, Ida's in the house. Yeah, Ida's in the house. Did you go get your shot today? Or did you go get in line today? Or when are they doing the shots again, Ida? That's too bad you can't come up. You could talk about standing in line for how long did you stand in line yesterday before they turned you back? That'd be a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I took that nap after I got back because, man, I was sweating moving that stuff over. It was pretty warm here today. I don't know what it was, but it had to be probably around 83, 84 degrees, which is warm to me.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of other people don't see that as being too warm, but.
So you've never been out of the country, huh?
What country?
This one, the one you're in now.
United States?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to the United States. What are you talking about?
No, I said, have you ever been out of this country?
Oh, out of the United States?
Yeah.
Nope. Haven't never been out of the United States. Well, the way I always looked at it is, you know what? I've never seen everything in the United States.
So what do you want to see in the United States?
Well, you know what? I got that pass now, and now until I get a vehicle back, it's going to be hard to use it. So there's still a lot of things to see because when you're on the road driving, you don't really take the time to stop and look because you don't have the time to stop and look around. So Idra says it's been so bad waiting for a long line like that, and I cannot get a shot. So when are they doing them again, Idra?
That's terrible. Hopefully it's not the second day in a row.
So where have you been in the United States? Robert.
Everywhere.
Man, you've been to
Yeah, I've been to
Florida?
every state.
No, you haven't.
Been to every state. Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. I sure have. Not Hawaii and not
Alaska?
Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only two I haven't been to myself.
I've been to a lot of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Would you go on vacations to every state? You've
I
never been.
did it when I was younger.
Never been to Detroit.
Well, we drive through there very quickly. It's Detroit.
Keep the windows up.
Yeah, keep the windows up.
Yeah, keep the windows up. Put shades down. Cider says it's 5,000 people in a line, but the people who can get a shot are only 3,000 people with stamp. Disappointing. Wow. Hey, Jamie, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Ain't a whole lot going on. We're just sitting here shooting the crapola, talking stories. Shooting star. Shooting Star MS. That's where to go, Jamie, right there. He's got 11 people watching.
He's beating us by 6.
Huh?
He's beating us by 6.
Well, we go up to 5 and then we go back down to 2. I don't know what's true on it.
Yeah.
Robert M. Who's Robert M?
Robert M. She's saying hi to me. She changed my last name.
Oh. That's because he's been to every state. I don't believe it.
I have. I got pictures.
They closed their eyes when they went through Detroit, though. Just don't stop for gas. Just keep going. Go, go, go.
Exactly. You get gas before you get to Michigan.
Have you been to Canada?
Yes. Yep. I walked across the border at Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
And then I went up to Toronto for the World Series.
Really?
Yeah. 93 World Series, though.
Who were they playing?
Phillies.
Oh, you weren't working for the Phillies, though.
No, I went up there just to watch the game. Yeah.
You walked across the border. That's all right, Ira. I was just kidding you. So you've been to Canada. Have you been to Mexico?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Had to do a border run.
Border run?
Border run. Run for the border.
What'd you do? Did you get out of your car and just run across the river there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Bring people along with you? Say, I got a car parked on the other side. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
see
funny.
that? Drops down to 3. 1, 2, 3. So you've been to every state, is that with the Orioles?
No, just with my dad. Did a lot of traveling.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to use my pass now.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, I got a year. Well, not a year, I guess. I guess about a year left on it.
Yeah.
None of us are good typers, Ira. So Darren is live again tonight, Ira. I don't know if you talked to him yet or not, because he was talking about his company does a lot of the hiring in Canada for Filipinos. Darren Dobson.
Yeah.
And now who's got a premiere now?
Kingley in 30 minutes.
Adventures in America. Watch
Oh.
the Kingly Way live in 30 minutes. Well, let's shut this down here in a minute. Ira says, hello, Shooting Star. You can go to Shooting Star. My brain just died. Shooting
Uh-oh.
Star. Ira, you can go to Shooting Star MS. That's his channel name. He's live right now. They have more people than we do. They're up to 12. They're just blowing it out. That's what me and Bruce were texting each other. Okay, who's we'll see who gets the most, and the one with the least can shut down early.
Hey, we're a very interesting conversation.
We are. What are we talking
Now we're down to 2.
Yeah, that's how interesting we are. Yeah, there's 2, you and me.
Yeah.
You and me
Okay,
and
now there's
Ira.
3.
Well, I don't know why it's bouncing around. It goes 2 and then 3 and then back up to 5 and then back down to 2. So I don't know how many people are watching. Because not everybody likes to text and anything. They just like to sit and watch us like Johnny Carson used to do on his monologues. You know, kind of like have
Yeah.
a bad night on a monologue and just fall down.
Jamie Redmond's here. Hello.
Yeah, Jamie's been here. Yeah, Jamie said hello earlier. You know,
okay.
Jamie's on King. Remember?
Yeah.
He's from Michigan. But,
Yep.
you know, problem with Jamie is he's a Michigan State fan instead of a University of Michigan fan. But we'll let that go, Jamie. That's the funny thing about my family. My oldest brother, my oldest sister went to college at Michigan State. But my dad is such a U of M fan that he never watched Michigan State football or anything. He always watched University of Michigan football. Hey, King, thanks for stopping in. You're going live in 30 minutes.
Hey,
Huh?
I meant to say, hey, King. I started reading his comment.
Oh, yeah, so we'll have to shut her down early tonight. Hey, we're up to 6. We're rolling now.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Yep.
So, yeah, thanks, Jamie. I know you guys are getting ready for King's live stream and stuff. But it was a little story I had to tell, so not a big deal, but during the process it was. Robert heard me go from happy to sad to happy to sad. And he kept
Back to happy.
he kept saying, hang in there. When I was younger, I would have said, I'm going to kill somebody, and I would have went over there and beat the shit out of somebody, but that's just not me anymore. I'm too old. My arms hurt. King, I wish I could broadcast your live through my channel somehow. Then I'd have 6 followers. Jeb Jam Raw. Never heard of that guy. Jeb Jam Raw. He's on Bruce's stream.
So, what was your favorite state to be in?
Huh?
What was your favorite state to be in, besides West Virginia?
Oh, Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
You know, I thought Wyoming had the most beautiful scenery. You know, it always reminded me, going through Wyoming reminds me of all the backgrounds in the old Westerns of the John Wayne, all the old Westerns, you know, the mountainous always they had in the background and stuff, because Wyoming is mountainous. It's kind of like, looks like plateaus up there, flat plateaus and stuff. If you remember the old Westerns and stuff.
Yeah.
Who's this?
What was your favorite Western?
Judy. Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, I think for Westerns you have more, because the Western movies are all pretty close, similar things, you know. So to me, Westerns, I would say, who's your favorite actor more than I would say what is your favorite Western. Because, you know, they all pretty much the same. They have a sheriff in town who's either a good guy or a bad guy. You know, Jamie says, every time I go through West Virginia, I sing "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Yes. Yeah. Well, come on.
Hey, I
Ira,
was thinking. I
King
was
is
thinking
going
you
live,
liked.
Ira. Huh?
I was thinking you liked it in West Virginia. I think that's the most time you spend in the state now. What in Michigan?
Oh no, no. I lived in Alabama for the whole time
No,
I
I
was in.
mean, I mean visiting.
I'm not visiting. I'm just sitting here. There's
I know.
nothing to. I had no vehicle to get around in. Is a problem. I didn't want to go rent a car, so
Yeah.
um, I forgot to stop by the Don Knotts statue. I should probably go down there tomorrow before I leave town and take a picture of
Yeah,
it.
definitely get a picture, do a small video with it.
What? Of Don Knotts?
Yeah.
Jamie, did you stop and see the Don Knotts statue when you came to West Virginia? Probably 9 out of 10 people would say no. I didn't know there was one.
Yeah. Probably
Oh,
more
old
than
dog,
that.
look at this. Now we're really getting our ass kicked. Old dog and Rike are doing a video together.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
They're doing it together. Wow.
That's what it said. Old dog and Rike. Big guns are coming out.
Hey,
Well,
at least
James,
there won't be no trolls here then.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing because they love them two guys, don't they?
Yep.
Well, Jamie, next time to Morgantown, West Virginia, you got to go downtown and see the Don Knotts statue. I'll try and get back down there and take a picture. By the time I got done with the U-Haul, man, I just wanted to get back here and get a relax. King says I am good and waiting in line now to get inside the museum. Uh-oh.
Museum tour coming up.
King's going to be late.
Now he'll start it even from the line.
Huh?
He'll start it even from the line.
Ira, are you connected with King? The Kingly Way? It'll be a good one tonight. That museum, I think, is going to be pretty awesome in there. I don't know if King has been in there at all, or if this is the first time he's seeing it, but I think it should be a pretty awesome museum. When he mentioned it when he went by there, it sounded like it would be.
Definitely.
So I was kind of waiting to see that when I knew because he talked about going back to do that.
Yeah.
Not a problem, Jamie. Just yeah. I didn't know Don Knotts was from here neither. So unless I don't know if he lived here his whole life or where he lived, but maybe the statue will say something about it. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. Remember that movie? Yeah, that was Don Knotts.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The shaky gun of the West, I think it was called. That was Don Knotts. He was a doctor.
Oh.
He was a doctor and he going out west and some guy wanted to gun him down. So and you could take that. You could take the shaky gun of the West and you could take what was the one with John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart? The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. You could almost take those two, and it'd be not similar, but it'd be pretty close, just because of the acting and stuff like Jimmy Stewart, Don Knotts, skinny, frail guys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they become a hero or whatever, and really it wasn't the same. And the same thing, John Wayne shot Liberty Valance. And in Don Knotts' movie, his girlfriend shot the guy that he thought he shot. So, they both shot from behind him, and it's like, okay. That's what I mean. I think a lot of Westerns, it's hard to say when somebody, what's your favorite Westerns? I don't think of them as what's your favorite Westerns because you could just look at them and see replays over and over. And it's more to me about who's your favorite actor because I don't, and that goes for any movie for me though. If it doesn't have an actor in it that I don't, if I don't like any of the actors in it that are in the lead, I don't watch it. It's really hard for me to watch. I don't know if you're that way or not.
Sometimes. Have you seen any of the Old West?
Have I been out to the Old West?
Yeah, have you seen any of it?
I really haven't. Like when I lived in Arizona, Casa Grande, where I lived, I don't think we were too far from, I think Death Valley or something. I can't remember. I know there's a
Yeah.
big western town down there that they do stuff. Never went to it though. So, or
I went to Tombstone.
I went to Dodge City a few times, but I never
Yeah.
saw where they do the reenactments and stuff.
Is that the Get Out of Dodge place?
No, that's Dodge, Kansas.
Oh, I don't know.
That's remember Boot Hill and stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you go through that one town down there in Kansas, and I never went to it, but they always have a sign sticking going to the left where the hideout was for. Gosh, what was the brothers? One brothers, their hideout was there and stuff.
Yeah.
Think of it.
Can't think of it.
Yeah.
I've been to Tombstone though. I've seen the location of the gunfight at the OK Corral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was there. Seen the graves. It's pretty interesting.
So whose graves did you see?
The gunfighters. I can't remember whose they were. I got pictures of it. I just don't know where they're at right now. Did some hiking. And then and then continued on to California.
Tombstone is a pretty big place, or no?
Not really. Yeah, not really. That area where the fight happened is so small. It's a small area.
Is that in Kansas also?
No, that's out in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been there, so like I said, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of boring when you go by yourself,
Yeah.
So it's like
I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember back in them days, they weren't very big cities. I mean, population wasn't nothing back then,
Yeah. You ever seen the Alamo?
Not up close and personal. I haven't.
Yeah. Where do you think the Alamo's at? I know San Antonio, but where do you think it's
Yeah, I remember.
located near San Antonio?
Yeah, I know. It's been a while since I've been down that way. It's like downtown, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's in the weirdest place. There's buildings all around it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's downtown.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It's strange. It was like, wow. And because I'd been there before, and I guess it wasn't built up too much and stuff. There wasn't nothing around when I went there the first time. Nothing too much around, but San Antonio really built up.
Yeah. Oh, San Antonio and what's the city south of San Antonio or north of San Antonio? Where everybody from California is moving to.
Round Rock's north of there, and Waco's north of there.
No, not that.
Yeah.
Is it south?
I remember Round Rock because I had a huge donut there.
Did you ever go up to I got to look this up because my brain is warped out today. So I'm trying to see San Antonio.
In San Antonio, they have a nice riverfront walk that you can do. It's a nice area.
Oh, Austin is what I was thinking of. That's where all the Democrats are moving to over there in Texas.
Nah, I don't think I've ever heard of it. I'm not familiar with it.
Austin? It's north of,
Austin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, Austin. Yeah, just north of San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's where all the Democrats from California are moving to. That's what they're all screaming about down there. Oh, no, go back home. You ever been to Amarillo, Texas?
Yep, sure have.
Last time I was out there, I was talking to the guy at the truck stop, and he's like, yeah, he was talking about the wind. Something was going on. I think a storm, because they get some serious storms that go through Amarillo. They get some serious tornadoes. And
Yeah.
he told me that they passed Chicago as the windiest city in the United States now. That
Hmm.
Chicago's no longer number one. They are for wind.
Yeah. I went through Amarillo and stuff, stopped by the Big Texan. It
Well, no, is that the one where they had the big steak? Is that
yeah,
in Amarillo? Yeah. What is it? 72-ounce steak?
72-ounce steak, yeah.
If
I
you
went
eat it,
there,
you
ate
get
a
it
steak.
free.
Yeah.
Did you eat a 72-ouncer?
No. My teeth were bugging me at the time. Had my teeth been healthier, I would have attempted it.
Really? You would have?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I could eat, so I felt I could have done it if my mouth wasn't bothering me. It takes a lot out on you, if you're chewing all that food and stuff. Plus, I would eat the steak fine, but you gotta do the potatoes and stuff. I don't really like baked potatoes.
Oh, you don't? I love
Yeah,
baked potatoes.
no,
That was
I'm
that was
sure they give you the big ones.
that was one thing I liked about Wendy's, but then their potatoes started getting smaller and weren't tasting so good because Wendy's has baked potatoes on their menu.
Yeah,
So Jamie says he used to live in Keller, Texas, near Fort Worth, a few years back. Huge shock weather. Yeah, yeah, Fort Worth and stuff right there. Once you in that northern part of Texas, man, they can get a ton of snow. Hey, Jack. Yeah, we're talking food. Robert loves to eat food. Robert is a chef, also, Jack. He is. Yep, you're a chef, aren't
yep,
you? Yeah,
yes.
yep.
What she?
She.
That's she.
Who? She who?
Uh,
Huge shack.
oh,
Oh, she. Who's shack? Whether she. Yeah, Jamie. I mean, I've been in some hellacious snowstorms up in that
I was
area.
I was in the bad one.
Oh, okay. Jamie's a she. I'm sorry, Jamie.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
was.
was.
Okay. Was it? Okay. I'm all right. I used to
I'm
think
just
Jack
following.
was a she, so that's okay.
I'm just following your lead on this one. Way
Thanks,
to
Robert, for
go!
not telling me.
But no, I went through there. I was driving from. I lived in Tyler, Texas at the time, so I lived there for like 5 months. It's a well-known town in East Texas.
Yeah, I lived in
So
Houston for a year and a half.
yeah, okay, nice. And then I had to drive to New Mexico. How long do you think that took?
Depends on where you're going in New Mexico.
Went up to uh, what's the capital? Can't think of it.
My brain don't work today. I can tell you right now because I can't even think. But I know what you're talking about. I know what you're going to say to me because I would pick up and see. I better look at my map because I better get it right. I would pick up. Where are you? I know you're right there.
I pulled up my map too. Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
so you're coming from like Houston, right? The Houston area.
No, I was coming from Tyler area. It's about
Oh, that's
it's
just outside of Dallas, isn't it?
about 90 miles.
Well, yeah, it's east of Dallas off
Yeah,
of
east
20,
of
I believe.
Dallas. Yeah. I think it's 20. Yeah.
Why am
But
I not? Yeah, El Paso's what
yeah,
I'm
it's 20.
thinking of. Because
Yeah, and
if you go straight north to El Paso, you can go up to Albuquerque, New Mexico, I believe.
yeah. So
But
how long do you think it took me to get up to Albuquerque?
I can tell you, I can pretty much tell you, it probably took you about 14 hours.
A little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Well,
took me about 26 hours.
okay. Yeah,
Because
I'll believe that because if you go across Texas from El Paso, and El Paso's
yeah,
right on the border over there.
yeah,
We figured it out one time, a couple of us drivers, how long it took to go from El Paso to get out of Texas directly across. I can't remember how long we said. But God, yeah, it was almost a day drive, like 24, 26 hours just to get out of Texas.
yeah. But it was because of the snow. They were getting heavy snowstorms,
Right, right,
and Texas isn't prepared for snow. The streets aren't, and nothing is. So they didn't have a plow within hundreds of miles from there. So I'm sitting there driving. People are not used to it at all. They're stopped in the middle of the street, if not ran off into a ditch, and they just leave the vehicle. So we're driving on a highway with the vehicle left there. So we're having to avoid vehicles,
yeah,
and I can't get off the road. I can't get off the road because the trucks that drove through on the highway and were spreading the snow, and it was making a mound off the exits and stuff too.
right, right.
So you never know if there's a car behind that pile of snow. Not to mention, you shouldn't go through a snowbank.
Right.
So we were pretty much 5 miles per hour
Well, I mean,
driving through there.
they have the stupid rule in the summertime, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and they even have big signs up. In case of a dust storm, pull off the road, turn off your lights, turn off your ignition. Now, why would you want to do something like that and have a semi come flying up behind you that can't see it because you got your lights turned off? And everybody's like, well,
Exactly.
if you leave your lights on, like on the East Coast, if we pull off the road, you turn your four ways on. Over there, they say if you turn your four ways on, people are going to think you're still moving. Well, that's ridiculous. That's what four ways are for, is emergency saying I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. So Jamie said we got that snow in 2010. What was it, like a foot? 2008, 2011. I showed up to work and my boss said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Because I'm from Michigan."
I
Yeah.
think it was around that time too. I think it was around 2010, 2011.
Well, I talked
Well, 2009 maybe.
to one of my buddies, and yeah, he grew up. He lives in Michigan still, but he drives over the road like I was doing, and he left El Paso last winter, and he said, "Man," he said, "I'll tell you what, Scott," he said, "I've never been so scared in my life because them roads out there, you got no shoulder out there. If you slide off the road, if you're up at the hill, you can roll down the hill." And stuff like that. So it was pretty scary and pretty slick because it's so wide open and that wind's blowing out there. It just turns it to ice. So it's
Oh
kind of,
yeah, definitely.
but yeah, from El Paso all the way back over, I'd say to Dallas, man, if the wintertime, you got to be real careful. Keep your eyes open for
Yeah.
storms coming. But I lived in
What was the
Houston.
worst road you drove on?
Huh?
What was the worst road you driven on?
Well, I don't know. You mean in the wintertime or?
Like any time. What road had you the most nervous ever?
I'd say like I-94 in Michigan going east to west. And the reason why is because in the wintertime, it just turns to ice skating rink, and for some godly reason, they don't keep up with it that well. I don't know why that is, but a lot of the highways in Michigan going from east to west, because even where I grew up up in Bay City, going from Bay City to Midland, going from east to west, US 10 was always an ice skating rink. And I don't know if it's because the wind blows from the north in the wintertime and it's just covering up and causing it to turn to ice. But 94 is always scared the hell out of me. I remember maybe 3 winters ago. I picked up in Chicago, and I'm going to Detroit. I picked up at what time did I pick up? I think it was about 4 in the afternoon, and it was snowing that you couldn't even see, you know. And so we're doing about 25 to 30 miles an hour on 294 coming out of Chicago, and usually like I would go up to 94 and take that over to Detroit. And I thought, well, no, I'm just going to stay on the toll road, I-80, and run that over to Toledo, Ohio, and then run up from there. Because I know the toll roads, they take good care of them. They got trucks out there, salt and everything. They're out there hitting them, you know. I-94, I just, like I said, you just never know. So it was it's always a nervous drive on 94 for me anyway. But it took, so I think I picked up at 3 in the afternoon in Chicago. I didn't get to Detroit till 6 o'clock the next morning. And I was driving straight through. There was 2 semis ahead of me on the toll road, and we were doing about 25 to 30 miles an hour. And then when you come out in the openings, the wind, it was blowing so hard that the wind would just push you off the road. And so you just kind of take your foot off the gas pedal and just kind of coast, and hopefully it didn't push you around or anything. Because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to hit your gas pedal and you don't want to hit your brake pedal, because either one is going to cause you to spin out. So that was probably the worst snowstorm I ever drove through, just because, like I said, all the way from Chicago to Detroit, it was just, I couldn't believe it. I made it I got there just on time, but I wasn't going to care if I was late or not, because there were semis everywhere off the road. And there was, like I said, there was 2 semis ahead of me, and we are just kind of keeping our distance from each other and just kind of slow down, speed up. I mean, the fastest we went was maybe 25, 30 miles an hour. But that was probably the most scariest time I ever had. And that was even counting when my stepbrother hit the tree head on at 60 miles an hour. So, well, King is live.
Yeah, I got him on the other computer. The scariest experience I ever had would probably be that driving in that snow. But one when I wasn't driving, it was in Thailand.
You weren't driving?
I wasn't driving in the one in Thailand and stuff, but it was scary. So I'm getting a cab, lady driver. First time I ever got in a cab with a lady driver. And
he said it, I did not.
oh,
he's gonna say it, I did not.
I'm going.
I'm just saying it right now.
Hey, you're just as bad. You're listening. So I tell him I need to go, to somewhere about 9 miles away. And she said, okay. We get in the car. I get in the car. She goes, there's a little bit of traffic. Okay? She did not, for 5 of the miles, and it's Bangkok traffic, okay? It's traffic 24/7. She would not step on the brake at all, and she was going faster than I've ever been. If she had cars in front of her, she would go into the other lane against oncoming traffic.
Wow.
So about 5 miles of this, I'm like, hey, I actually want to go here. Can you stop? And she go, are you sure you don't want to go there? I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to get out here. We'll walk the rest of the way after this, too. I've never done that before. But she was going probably 70 miles an hour in downtown Bangkok. And that's very hard to do.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, with all the traffic, she was in a high traffic area, too. So.
Well, that's like, the snowstorm I was just talking about. The scariest snowstorm I was ever in before that was the one where it ended up us hitting a tree. But it started off, I was 16 years old. My stepbrother was 18, and they had their family had a house up in the UP of Michigan. Oh, there you go. Jamie says so. She played Mario Kart a lot, Robert. But so we had planned on going up to the house, and I woke up that morning, and even the weather guy saying, "Do not go outside. Do not go." It was one of those storms in Michigan, Jamie, that we were getting like 2 feet of snow. It wasn't going to stop. And so I called my stepbrother. Oh no, we're going. Okay, so we go, and up there it's just snowing. I mean, it is not snowing lightly. It is snowing heavy snow. And we spun out a couple of times, but we were okay. See what Jamie said,
Yeah,
Robert?
so she played Mario Kart a lot. Yeah, she she played something a lot, but I couldn't stick in there. I was like, I gotta go. Let me out of here. It was bad.
Hey, I got a blue jacket now on King's channel.
Where?
On
Oh,
King's. Yeah.
Nice.
I used to only have one on the Dodger beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this other one, I mean, we it took us forever to get up north, of course, because of the snowstorm. But by the time we got to the house, I was 16, but I was like, I'm out. I don't want to go back outside. And so we got to the house, and we weren't at the house more than 5-10 minutes, and his buddy calls him up and says, "Hey, meet me down at the bar." And I said, "Well, good. I don't have to go because I'm not old enough to." "Oh no, you're coming with us." Back then, this is 1976, so
Yeah.
you could kind of get away with it a little bit.
Hey, say hi to
Right.
Sean
Sean,
in Kings. In Kings.
I don't want to say hi to Sean. He's in Kings, but so we go into the bar, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2-lane highway. We're up in the UP. It's all 2-lane highways up there, and it's all curvy and hilly. I don't know if Jamie's probably been up in the UP. And we leave the house. We're coming up to the first curve, and here's 3 cows out in the road. And it's still snowing like crazy. You can't see. And here's these 3 cows. And we just missed him. I mean, he's trying to turn the wheel, and it ain't doing nothing because we're just into all this snow. And so we just missed the cows, make it around that curve. We come up to this other curve, curves to the left, and then it goes straight downhill and crosses over, what do you call it, creek or whatever. And then you go back up the hill to the bars right there. So that's all we had. When we made that left-hand curve, we had to go downhill, cross the bridge, come back up the hill, and the bar was right there. So we come around that left-hand curve. We start going downhill, and I hear him say, "Oh, shit." And I look over, and he's trying everything he can. And we caught like you call a rut in the wintertime, like a tire imprint in the snow, and it freezes over, so it's called a rut. And so we're caught in this rut, and he can't get us out. He's hitting the brakes, he's turning the wheel, nothing. And we just kind of looked at each other and said, "Oh shit," because here is the biggest tree I've ever seen around wise. And we hit that tree, and I think we did it so well, that's what saved us. We hit that tree dead nuts. The nose of the car hit dead center of that tree. My sister had just died, I think a month before that. Her car went off the road, hit the base of a tree, broke her neck, killed her. So I was thinking about this, and back then nobody wore seatbelts. So I slid down as far as I could get down because I knew when we hit it, I was coming up. And of course, you don't think about putting a seatbelt on, but all you had was a lap belt back then anyway. So when we hit this tree, like I said, my head was on the seat. That's how low as I could get. When we hit this tree, I came up so forcibly, I smashed the windshield with the top of my head, and I was bleeding. And so I'm sitting there for a minute dazed, and I'm thinking, and I hear the engine going, and I don't even want to look over at my stepbrother because he's driving, and so many accidents that you hear of, the steering wheel just wraps around you. And so I don't even want to look over at him because I'm figuring this steering wheel is wrapped around him and he's probably dead. And that's just the way I thought. And so I opened the car door to get out, and he's like, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" Like you said, bitch. I turn around and look, and he's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with him. I'm bleeding all over the damn place, and he's laughing about it. It's like, okay, and the crazy part of that story is the ending. So now we got to find a way home because we don't have a car. So he's calling around all of his buddies up there, and he says, "Okay, I got us a ride." A couple guys are going back down to I can't remember if they're going to Bay City or farther south, but I said, "Okay."
Not an Uber, huh?
Let me tell you something. They were in, what do you call that? That GMC thing, that little square GMC car that they used to make.
Yeah.
But it was just a tiny little square GMC car. Yeah, we did get lucky, Jamie. And these guys were not kids. They were like 6'5", 300 pounds. And so me and my stepbrother had to sit in the back, and he wasn't a small guy neither. And I mean, we could just barely get in the back seat because it didn't have 4 doors. It was just 2 doors. And their seats were all the way back for them guys. And we got our stuff on our lap. It was the most uncomfortable ride. I think that's where my knees quit working.
That's not good. Hey, maybe I'll drop the link in the other stream so they'll come over here.
No, don't do that. Good driver. Who's a good driver? Not my stepbrother. I'll tell you what, he smashed. He was one of those crazy guys in high school. I think in a 4-month period, he wrecked 6 cars. Totaled them.
Wow.
Not wrecked them a little bit. He totaled them.
Hey, if you're going to do it right.
Well, he drove like your girl there in Thailand. He didn't know how to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
We were out running one night, and they were just building this. I forget the name of the bridge is called now, Bay City there, but they were just building it at the time. So they were kind of had the ramp, the road going up, but they didn't have the middle sections in and stuff yet. Or they had the middle sections up. I can't remember. But anyway, so we're out running around one night, and he was just like his friend there. His friend was paranoid. So he was getting paranoid. The cops were chasing us, and he had a Dodge Charger. Man, we were flying. And he made his left turn going up the bridge. And about halfway up, I'm like, "Now you know this bridge is not finished, right?" And he looked at me and said, "What do you mean?" I said, "This bridge is not done. There's nothing in the middle of this bridge." And he's squealing the brakes, and we did get to a stop and cross over and get back down. And there was no cops following us or nothing.
That would have been fun.
That was, yeah. We didn't even have a jump ramp to jump over the middle opening. He used to scare the shit out of me all the time. That's why I don't like riding in vehicles, Every time I talk to him, I tell him it's his fault. Yeah, Independent Bridge, yeah. Or no, which one is over there by Essexville, Jamie? The one that comes off of 25. Is that Independent?
All right, I'm going to try to move along here because, I do want to find where
Yeah, I remember when they built that bridge, they bought out, because where that bridge they built there used to be a 2-lane bridge, a drawbridge that kind of rotated, not drawbridge, but it kind of rotated when open for boats.
Yeah.
And man, that thing was old. Even by the time I was starting to drive, it was old. And so they finally tore that down, but they had to buy all those houses in there. Well, that area was the red light district for Bay City. That's where all the hookers and everybody were.
Yeah.
So all the hookers that lived in those houses made a lot of money off that deal because they overpaid for everything on that bridge. I don't know why they did, but that's what they did. Hang on a second. I gotta get my charger. Go ahead, take over the show, Robert.
I can hear King in the background. So what's everyone doing tonight?
Look at all these wonderful displays that you have, going back to what they went through. We even had a Japanese war back in 1904. So there's all kinds
I
of
guess
stuff.
this battery's going low on the computer.
And believe me, I would sit and read everything. That's the thing. I would sit and read everything. But I'm
Chilling.
not guys.
Huh? Chilling?
After a while,
Yeah. So what's everyone doing tonight?
So what's your most scariest experience in the roadway other than that female? Did you ever get in an accident?
Nah, nope.
Really? You've never been in an accident?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't my fault. Yeah. I mean, I broadsided someone, and it was their fault.
They do turn in front of you?
They were crossing over a street. They had the stop sign. We had the throughway, so we kept going. There was no stop.
Right.
Well, he looks to his left, make sure the people stopped there, and he was going straight across. So he didn't. He gunned it after looking just left. Didn't pull out a little bit to see if it was clear on the right. Pulls right out in front of me, and I had no room to stop, so I broadsided him.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that was his fault.
I haven't been in, other than hitting that tree, I haven't really been in too serious of accidents. I've seen some really serious accidents and stuff, but luckily I haven't been. I mean, I remember when I was in the service, it was kind of, I don't know why I remember this, but my partner, Rob Robinson, and we were sitting there, we just got done checking the PX. It was all locked up and good. So we're driving down the road. And it's the third shift. So it must have been about 2, 3 in the morning. And we're talking, and all of a sudden the car just starts going off to the right. And I didn't even think. I just reached over and grabbed the wheel. And then I looked over at him, and he's passed out sleeping. And they're like, holy crap, that's not good. So I had to talk with him about that. Said, I'm not riding with you anymore. You're going to sleep while you're trying to drive. Just doesn't work.
Exactly. What do you say?
Well, he had to sleep. I think back then, nobody knew nothing about it. It was like 79, like that sleep apnea or whatever. Because a lot of truck drivers get that. So they got to sleep with that. I think it's an oxygen thing or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember it.
CPAP machine.
Yeah. There you go.
A lot of people have to do that now.
Well, we're at 1:20, Robert. What do you think?
How many people we got watching?
3.
3?
Jamie,
Are we
Ira,
2 of them?
probably Jamie, Ira, and you. Oh, we're down to 2 now. Oh, Jamie's sleeping. Be back in a minute. Gonna switch to King and say hi.
So now you gotta wait.
Jamie's got to learn how to watch 2 at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down anyway. It's been an hour and 20 minutes and stuff, and I'm getting hungry. I ate that burger and it didn't do nothing for me.
So what are you gonna get?
No, I'm just gonna, I don't know, make a sandwich if I got any bread. No, I don't have any bread.
I got some Korean barbecue.
I got some ravioli I can cook up in the microwave.
No macaroni and cheese though, right?
Just some ravioli. Ravioli, I love that.
Does it still smell like macaroni and cheese there?
No, not anymore. It's finally gone.
How long ago did that happen?
3 weeks ago. I guess. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I've
get
been
up.
there a
I
while.
gotta get up early anyway and hit the road. So
Yeah.
I
And I
don't want
gotta get up and go to work.
you got to go to work.
Yeah.
What do you got to do?
Gotta go sit at a desk.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, yeah, I gotta go do that for a few hours.
All right. Yeah, like I said, we might as well shut it down. We're down to one person, which is you. So I guess Jack left us too. Gave up, and we weren't talking enough food for him.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
hey, I was talking about Korean barbecue and burnt macaroni and cheese.
it's funny. You said what? You went over there and said hello to Jamie. She's probably like, "Why didn't
Yeah.
you come over here and say hi?" But yeah, yeah, we'll just shut her down. Then it looks like Jamie might be back, but I think we'll just shut her down. And like I said, I'm gonna probably fall asleep here again in a little bit. So I want to get up
No.
early, grab a shower, and
Oh,
yeah, the
hamsters are
hamsters
here.
are in the house.
Now you
Hello.
gotta start over again.
No. Joe,
Hello, the hamsters.
Scotty and the troll. Yeah. You missed the story, Mama H. You missed my story today.
Sum it up real quick for her.
Yeah,
Let's
so
go to 9 minutes.
this happened and that happened and then this happened.
Let's go an hour and a half. We got 9 minutes.
Oh man. See, Robert keeps saying, we gotta go live, but Robert won't go live. He makes me go live. Yeah. Can I start over? Yeah, sure. Judy
Hey, you
texted me
had to,
that
I
Judy
asked her to
texted me and
start over
said she
for me.
was Judy texted me said she was coming over to the show and she never showed up. So
Yeah.
just
Hey, she was supposed to start over for me, and she didn't.
oh no, you're not just getting off work. I saw you over there on Bruce's. Me and Bruce are watching each other. You've been over on Bruce's for an hour now. You like Bruce better than me.
He's probably more interesting than us.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. There's a lot of people that are more interesting than us.
That's funny. Look who's back.
Who's back? Ira?
Ira, yeah.
Yeah. Well, her signal goes in and goes out, so it's not that she's back. It's just her signal picked up.
Yeah. She's standing in that long line again.
I don't think so. I think they're locked down now to the 20th.
That's terrible. These lockdowns.
Yeah, anyway. What is it like over there? Oh, Ira, Mama H wants to know what it's like over there. She's never been to the Philippines. Well, that's okay, Mrs. Hamster. Robert wanted to do a live stream. Like I said, he doesn't like to do it on his channel, so he makes me do it. So and he makes me talk all the time.
Yeah, I had a lot to say.
Well, go ahead. It's all yours. I even shut my mic off for a while.
Nah.
Oh man. Yeah, it was funny. I put mine out for live at 10 o'clock. And what time did I do that, Robert? About 9:30?
Yeah, 9:30.
Right after I did mine, then Bruce put one out that he was going live at 10 o'clock. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I texted Bruce and I said, I didn't know. I said, I didn't know you were going live. Maybe I'll cancel. He's like, oh, no. He said, we're good. He said he didn't know I was going live neither. So, but this is the only time he had, he said, this week. So he's got to work nights all week, I guess. So,
Yeah. I am talking. If you were here, you would have heard me talk a lot more.
trying to get him to talk a lot more so he could
You're
start
going to have
doing
to watch the replay now.
I never, live stream replays unless it's something going on.
Yeah,
I don't do that. What's that
that's
mean?
some good subject matter.
What's that mean when Shooting Star puts a YT?
YouTube,
What's that mean?
the YouTube symbol. I don't know. A couple of people do it. I've seen it. I just don't know what it means.
What does that mean, the Hapsters, when somebody puts a YouTube signal or?
I'm going out of order again, but oh well.
Because on the mobile, I think it's actually the play button.
So does that mean you're in the background or something, I wonder?
No, I don't think so. Because people do it without StreamYard.
I got a good question for you, Robert. What's your scariest airplane flight?
It was going up to California. It was really bumpy, and
Going up to where?
going out to California, we lost quite a bit of altitude within like a 5-second period.
Really? And you
Yeah.
were going over a mountain or what?
Yeah, mountainous region and stuff. Like going internationally and stuff. When I fly over the ocean, that's nothing. So it's had its few moments, but they weren't as bad. There's more turbulence and
Wow.
flying over the land, I guess.
Because you've been on airplane flights a lot more than I have. I flew a lot when I was in the service, but I never flew as far as you. Like when you fly to Thailand, how bad is that flight? Is it long, or what?
It depends on the airline. For me, it really does. Like British Airways, it felt like I was on a plane for 4 days.
Really?
It really did. Yeah, it's weird because like going from the United States to London, it's only 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever. It felt like 2 days.
Why is that?
I have no idea. It just felt like forever. I guess it was it's the different airline company and stuff. So it was on British Airways, so it wasn't too comfortable. It's hard to explain, and I don't get it either. But it felt like that was the worst part of the trip. I had someone with me whenever we went over to Thailand, and I said, we landed in London. I said, this is going to feel much longer than it is going to Thailand and stuff. And it did. It's weird. I think it's more of the airlines that you choose. Like when I was on Emirates is my favorite airline to fly on. But it felt like nothing. It felt a lot shorter. Even in economy, it feels a lot shorter than did to London. But you can. The trip is long. I watched the Star Wars whenever they had. Yeah, Star Wars whenever they had the. I think it's Star Wars. Yeah, whenever they had the first 7 out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch Star Wars, so.
Yeah, so I watched. I put it on and stuff, and I did other things. I went, and I just let it play. Didn't hit pause. The flight from Orlando to Dubai is so long. I was able to watch 7 episodes of Star Wars, the movie. I was able to watch the whole series.
Huh.
Yeah, and then I had time for 2 30-minute shows. That's how long those flights are. But it didn't feel like it.
Well, when I first started looking into going to the Philippines, I think it was about a year before the pandemic or whatever. All the flights I looked at, what I was like talking about flying out of Detroit, which
Yeah,
is kind of crazy to me.
I
It
was
really,
living in the mountain.
well, flying out of Detroit, every flight was like 24 hours. I wanted to say 20,
Yeah.
something like that, 28 hours. And you had like 4 or 6 hour layovers in Hong Kong or something. And man, that was like, oh my God, how can you fly that long? How can you just, that's a long
Yeah.
flight. There's no way I want to
I
do
took a
that.
16-hour flight from Orlando to Dubai,
Yeah.
and it's it's booked with a layover hotel that you could stay in.
Yeah.
So you got a layover hotel. So I would usually do the at least 8 hours in the
Okay.
hotel. If not the 13-hour layover, so that I could do that. It's weird. I just left Baltimore, went down to Orlando, jumped on a plane, headed to Dubai. Turn on the TV. What do you think I seen?
Snow.
Nope. I turned on the TV and they were showing Baltimore, one of the horse races over in Baltimore.
Huh?
I'm like, I just left there. Hey, watching Baltimore and Dubai.
So Mama H is talking about, she said she had a scary flight. Her scariest flight was coming from Alaska to Germany. She hit so much turbulence half of the way, she thought she was going to pass out from being scared. Wow. Wow.
It can get rough.
So was things
What airline
falling?
was that with?
Were things falling out of the top cabinet and stuff there? Man, I heard that can happen a lot. And Ira says kind of humid here, Mama H, but crazy. Fall in line with the vaccine yesterday, but sad to say cannot get a shot. Still scheduling. Have a safe flight. I don't think she's flying anywhere, Ira. She's talking about a flight before. And Ira says, I'm living in a mountain province, Robert N.
Yeah. So
Hapster
she's
says,
up on a mountain, right?
I don't know. I didn't think she was.
If she's up on a mountain, she should
I
be
guess.
close to their satellite. She should have better internet.
You would think so, yeah. You're up close to them satellites flying around out in outer space. You should have great internet there.
I'm just joking.
So Hapster says, remember Northwest Airlines? My sister used to work for them in Minnesota. We could get free tickets all the time. So many scariest flights I've taken. Huh. Northwest is a scary place, huh? I never really paid. I guess I never
Northwest
really.
Wild Business.
Oh, are they?
I think so.
I never
I've
really
been
paid
giving away all the free tickets.
much attention when I was in the service flying from Michigan to Atlanta and stuff. What airlines I took, I just went and got tickets, but that was back in the late 70s. But I had
Pan Am.
a flight. We were coming into Atlanta, and they make the turn to get to certain runways. You can see the airport, and they're kind of going around it. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
got to get to a certain runway. And I didn't mind, especially at night. I didn't mind sitting at the window and looking out. But we were making this turn, and I was reading something, and I turned. I was reading, and I looked back out the window. Well, the lights were not down where they should be. They're up here, and I was like, I felt like we were upside down almost, And I don't know if we were just in a sharp turn, and it just felt. But I was like, oh my God, are we upside? I grabbed my thing and closed my window. I was like, holy crap, man. it's never good when the lights are where they're not supposed to be. So the hamster says there was a flight from South Carolina to Georgia, and it was a stormy night. We had to land the plane in the nearest airport strip and took the bus on the rest of the trip. Wow, that is crazy.
How long was the bus trip?
You couldn't make it from South Carolina to Georgia, then yeah, I mean that's pretty bad because they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
you know, but you get some hellacious storms down that way. Come
Yeah.
up, hitting the Gulf and everything else like that.
Judy's here.
Oh, Judy Fisher decided to stop by. Hello, Judy.
She's making macaroni and cheese, your style.
Yeah, it's hard to, you got to do it just right. They had the perfected color and taste, the crispiness, especially if you burn the styrofoam. It really tastes really good with the styrofoam. Says hello, Robert.
You've been on a plane? You've been on a plane, Scotty?
Oh yeah, I've been on a plane many times.
What was your favorite thing to see outside of a plane? I'm assuming you looked out the window.
When I was in the ground.
It was.
I really, I took a lot of night flights, to be honest with you. Most of my flights were at nighttime. I don't remember flying during the day. When I first joined the service, I was 18 years old. That was my first airline flight. And we were supposed to leave out during the day out of Detroit. And it was raining and lightning so bad that they made us sit at the airport for like 8 hours waiting before we took off. So by the time we took off, it was dark out. It was still lightning out. At nighttime, the cool thing to me is when you got a full moon and you're flying at night, man, that thing is like right there. Like you feel like you can just reach out the window and grab a hold of that thing. It looks like close to you.
Yeah. Hello, Judy. She said hello to everyone. So
the hamster says, my favorite thing to see out the window on a plane is the moon, and when it's sunset, so beautiful up there. I say, I don't remember any sunsets for me. I don't remember that. Usually I'm flying north to south or south to north, so you're not flying into them. You're not flying into the sunset or the sun coming up and stuff. But.
Yeah, we flew over Afghanistan one time and did a sea couple. That was pretty interesting. It was nighttime, so it was when they opened up the airways so you could fly through there because it was during the war.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there were times that they would allow commercial planes to fly through there whenever they weren't flying missions.
So could you see the gunfire and rockets?
No, but you could see the lights. You could see the lights of the cars driving and stuff.
Huh.
It was weird. That's how it was weird to be able to see that. I just found that pretty neat to be able to look in there, see a couple, and look at the car lights and the city lights.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting to be able to see that. And then another time, it might have been the same trip. We were going past Baghdad, and same thing. You can see the lights. Yeah, so it's like, wow, these cities are in war right now, and we're flying, just south of them, and I could see the cars. But that's two of the neatest sights I've seen. Another one it was sunrise, and open up the window because I'm looking at the map where we're at. We're just south of Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
And I'm on the left side of the plane, so you know what's there, right?
No, what?
Kathmandu. It's pretty much borders Mount Everest. So I open up the window shade, and I'm like, I bet you I could see Mount Everest. So I opened up the window shade, looked down to see if I could see Mount Everest. I'm like, okay, so I looked down and I couldn't see the top of the mountain. So I looked up. The top of the mountain's above us, and we're on a A380. We're on an A380. The top of the mountain's above us. It's like, wow.
See, that's when I went
Pretty neat.
grab the window thing and close.
Yeah,
So
I mean, but it's pretty neat to be able to see K2 and stuff, which is Mount Everest, one of the peaks.
well, that's how I flew back in the day to Hapsters. She says, "Remember when you could smoke inside the planes?" Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I could, I would get a back row seat, or the smoking section, I guess you'd call it, and I would sit down. And when they get going, and they bring out, they always had this little cart with all the liquor on there, alcohol and soda and stuff. And I would just tell the lady, "You can just leave the liquor cabinet right here." And I would fly out of Michigan, and by the time I hit Atlanta, Georgia, I didn't care where I was at because I had no idea where I was at. But and then I'd stay in Atlanta for the night before I go to the post. But that's pretty much how I flew. Not every single time, I would say, but 90% of the time. But that's and I don't, I'm still a smoker, but I think I could fly without smoking. I don't know, 24 hours going to the Philippines. I don't know if it's still, nobody knows what's going to happen now. Gio brought that up in his premiere or something about thinks it's going to be tough for people to stay. He don't think they're going to have the longer limits anymore unless you're married to a Filipina, or I guess if it's what is that called, Robert? The retirement thing.
retirement visa.
The SRRV
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, SRV or something like that.
Well, he thinks they're going to turn into like Vietnam or Thailand, where you can't stay there for 3 months, and hit the border and come back, or stay there, hit the border, come back for 3 months. He thinks they're going to kick you out after so much time. So I don't know
Yeah,
enough
that's
about
terrible.
it to talk about it myself, but
I
see
used
that.
to, yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
when I get on the plane and stuff, I get they give free alcohol on Emirates and stuff. I get the whole bottle of Dom Perignon and just drink it the whole flight. I'll mix in a lot of sodas there and stuff, but I'll drink the whole bottle myself.
Well, you're just high class. I just get the
It's
151
free.
rum. I get some rum, or if not rum, I'd get some Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Oh, I showed you the picture of my airplane seat.
Yeah,
It's at a table.
yeah.
I'm at a fancy looking table. It was.
So the Hapster says you couldn't do that nowadays. They give nothing on the flights anymore unless you are on a first class or paying for extra drinks or food.
You should. The Hapster should fly Emirates. You can do it there. It's pretty good. Try Emirates.
You can smoke on Emirates?
No, you can't smoke, but you can get extra drinks and food and stuff.
I don't understand why you can't smoke cigarettes.
Because you'll set
got-
up the smoke
got-
detectors.
You got an air thing right above you. It sucks already.
Yeah, but they don't allow them on the flights anymore.
However, says smoking a plane is kind of different from Scotty B's microwave oven burning the macaroni. Yeah. It probably smells better, I guess, than the macaroni burning. That's for sure. That's a pretty nasty. That is a pretty nasty smell.
Which one's your favorite airline, Hapsters?
Well, she says I have flown Emirates, Qatar, and Gulf Air, such as great service on board.
Yeah.
Gulf Air, I never heard that one.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, Emirates is kind of high class, isn't it?
It's comfortable. I mean, I enjoy it. If you're flying over long haul, even to Thailand, the Philippines, and stuff, I would recommend Emirates.
Well, I think that one guy during the pandemic, that one guy came home, came
Yeah,
back, or he came back to the United States. I can't think of his name. I don't really care for him too much, but he always calls wife number one and wife number two.
yeah. I've
And
flown Qantas before over there.
is that what he flew? Was Qantas? I thought he flew Emirates.
He said I like Qantas and Delta.
Okay, it was a
Oh,
really nice plane though that he was on. TV
yeah.
and all that other stuff.
I think the
So,
airline industry is going to change though because I
oh
think
yeah.
they got rid of all their 747s. I think.
Well, not only that, I read something yesterday that a lot of the airlines are desperately in need of pilots,
Yeah,
and they're worried that they're going to just start hiring pilots, even if they don't have a whole lot of experience.
exactly. Well, there's regulations and stuff where they have to have so many hours before they let them fly.
Judy Fisher says that she hasn't flown since her honeymoon. That was 23 years ago. And Hapster said, I like Qantas and Delta and still use it to this day.
Yeah, I
Uh,
whenever it was announced that Emirates was going to get rid of their A380s, I laughed. I said, I was talking to someone. They're like, "Oh yeah, they said they're going to get rid of them." I said, "No chance." I said, "There's zero chance they get rid of any that they weren't going to get rid of before." And they're like, "Why is that?" And I said, "It's too good of a product, and it works for Emirates." And I said, and for one thing, if they get rid of the A380s, they're losing 65% of their planes. And
wow.
if you get rid of 65% of your fleet with how many gates they have, they wouldn't be able to cover. They would have to cut so many cities out. They said they don't have enough planes to cover the routes. So they're going to have to fly the A380 for their foreseeable future and just keep flying it. There's nothing they can do. They trap themselves into that model because they have so many. They have most of those. So I said, watch in a week, because this came from the CEO. I'm like, in a week, watch, they're going to come back with, well, we're going to keep it around and we're going to fly them all. And a week later, week and a half later, he did. He came back and said, oh, yeah, A380s are sticking around. There's,
Huh.
because you can't get rid of them. If you get rid of them, like the other airlines, they rely so heavily on them. Emirates does. If you get rid of them like the other airlines did, they won't be able to cover
Is
their routes.
the Emirates ones, are those the double deckers? I mean, has that upstairs?
Yeah, that's the A380 has the upstairs. But
So
yeah,
they,
I mean, they wouldn't be able to get rid of them.
huh.
They're like, oh,
Well,
well, we could do this.
the problem arises from planes just sitting around. It's going to take them a lot to get them back up and going again, I think, from what I
A lot of
hear.
their A380s weren't sitting though.
Hmm.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because you sell a lot more. It's more profitable to keep them flying than to put them in long-term storage
Well,
because
yeah.
you're paying a lot. So if you fly the planes empty but convert it to cargo, which is what they did, they put cargo in those seats and just flew them. That's why the package delivery is more efficient during the pandemic time
Well, I mean, it's just
because
like a car. If you leave a car sitting around,
yeah,
it's going to go to hell. It's always better to
yeah,
be driving it at least every other day or something.
exactly. And I mean, think about all the cargo. Think about it, Emirates cargo. They're expensive and they can get a lot of money doing that. They filled the passenger areas with the cargo, also along with the cargo area. So they were
Right.
able to make more money doing that. They make more money doing that. on the A380s, they can for them to turn a profit, they have to sell out all of first, all of business class, and maybe they could get away with 10 to 20 economy seats. If they sold all of first, all of business class, and 10 to 20 economy seats, they're making a profit.
Yeah.
So everything beyond that is profit for them.
See, I haven't been on an airplane since I got out of service. I haven't flown.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's been since the mid '80s since I've been on an airplane.
yeah. I had because I posted I made a comment about it on a Facebook thread, and they're like, "Oh, they're getting rid of the A380s." I'm like, "No, they won't." And I laid out my points, and they go, "Well, it's not fuel efficient enough." I said, "Are you a customer or are you a CEO? Do you own stock in that airline? Because if not, your points are mute because you're wrong." And I pointed out why he was wrong. I let everyone else laugh at it and hit the like button and stuff to his points. And as soon as I said what I said, they all the people that went back to it took away their likes and just went away
Huh.
because I had a solid point. I'm like, because he goes, it's more efficient, they save more money. I'm like, you must work for the airline and you must be a stockholder in the airline because no one worries about saving the airline money. Because if the only reason you should worry about saving the airline money is if they say, if we can cut costs, we're going to cut tickets and stuff, ticket prices. But ticket prices continue to go up and they haven't stopped going up. They haven't made a price cut on tickets. They're going to continue to go up. So you're worried about their fuel efficiency so they could save money on fuel, and then they're going to keep rising the prices, you know?
Well, it's fuel prices are going to be high for them,
Yeah.
but it's hard to tell what the prices are going to do. Are they going to drop when things open just to start with, or are they going to keep them
No,
where
they're going
they're
to
at,
go up.
and are they going to go up and make a bundle? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, they're going to go up.
it's going to get crazy. So
What's keeping it under control right now?
yeah,
What's keeping it under control right now is the fact that there's not the demand there to fly. As soon as it goes, the demand sky high, it will go through the roof. The
so
price of tickets.
Hapster says the Airbus are the double deckers.
Yeah. Yep. The Airbus A380s have the two rows all the way front to back. The 747s just have the hump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But I mean,
our prayers with your sister. Hope it's nothing too serious, Mrs. Hapster. See, I don't get any thrills about being in the air. There's nothing.
you just gotta get a good airline. Go Emirates and stuff. You'll
Well,
enjoy
no,
it.
it's not about the bad experience on the airplane or anything. I just uncomfortable. I'm just
Yeah.
uncomfortable on the plane. Um, Taking off and landing, I have no problem with them. And I've talked to people who they're like, well, I don't like the landing or the takeoff, but they like the flight. And I'm just the opposite. I don't like the landing. I like the landing and the takeoff, but I don't like the flight. It
Yeah,
just,
those planes are huge.
yeah, but
And it's
just to
fun
me,
to have.
knowing that there's nothing below my feet is like just weird. Because, it's not like a car where if a car breaks down, you pull off the side of the road. If the plane breaks down, you just drop out of the sky. So
Well, I mean,
Hapster said that she's been on the biggest Airbus, 380-800, flying from UK to Singapore. That was the nicest crew in service.
Was that on Emirates or was that on
One guy's got to stay alive.
the other one? I cannot think of the other one. Etihad.
Well, good. Glad to hear that, Hapsters. Her sister's doing good, considering. Good doctors and nurses around. She's in good hands. Our thoughts are with you. Never seen such a big plane until you see the Airbuses.
Yeah, that plane is beyond huge. If you see that, you'd be like, "Wow, this is huge." It's an impressive sight.
Okay, so I'll come there.
Yeah, I can't just get on a plane and go. I have to think about it. But like I said, I haven't been on a plane since the mid '80s, so it's been a long time. A lot of things have changed.
Yeah, I mean, if you pick the right plane, you'll be fine. You know, the right style.
I don't think that's the problem for me. I never had a problem.
Well, I mean, it's about comfort. I'm talking about comfort, not about.
Well, it also depends on where you're going, how crowded the plane is going to be. Because, like I said, I always flew at night. And
Yeah.
going from Michigan to Atlanta, the plane was never very crowded, even back then. That was back in the late 70s. And so night flying for me, was a good way to go. It wasn't a crowded plane, and stuff. So
Yeah, I like it when it's not crowded and stuff. That way it can stretch out, especially if I'm sitting in economy. I mean,
well, it's almost like going to a ball game. I don't care if it's hockey, baseball, whatever it is, football. You go into this
Yeah.
stadium, and even if you're with two or three other people, on one side of you, more than likely, is going to be somebody you don't even know, and they're sitting arm in arm with you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Hooping and hollering, jumping up and down, drinking the beer, and it's the same thing like sitting on an airplane. Are you going to get stuck in the middle seat of the three, or you know what I'm saying?
that's why you need to fly business or first class.
Yeah, I don't have your kind of money though.
Hey, but speaking of business class, it is night and day between the two kinds of planes that Emirates had at the time. Between the 777 and the A380. I would fly to a different city to get on an A380 because business class is so much more comfortable on an A380.
What's the difference between business and first class?
Um,
Are they both
Well-
the same or no?
no. First it's an enclosed area. You got a shower. You get free bottle of Dom Perignon.
Shower.
You get free. Yeah, you get a shower.
A
You
shower.
can take a shower there on Emirates. I'm talking
You can-
about solely Emirates.
You can take a shower on an airplane.
Yeah. Yep. And
Business
then
class in Delta is just as good as the first class they offer.
yeah, I'm just talking about the business
Emirates.
class across the
On
A380 and the 777. Yeah, between the two different types of planes they had, the 777 and A380, the business classes are completely different. It's a better experience on an A380. Economy is a better experience on an A380 also. Drinking root beer, huh?
Got the 2
Where's
liter
the-
bottle.
Where's the coffee?
Yeah, I don't
People
want
buy
coffee.
coffee.
I have to get up early as it is. Ira says, I've experienced also some bad flights before, especially when I went to Singapore. Flight nighttime, and it's so scary when I got that flight with typhoon coming. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if there's a typhoon coming, I'm not getting on the airplane. We'll just wait till after the typhoon is done. I ain't messing with typhoons or hurricanes or anything.
You don't want to fly in the eye of the storm?
No, I don't want to fly in the eye of the storm. I don't even want to fly near the storm. But
See the Hapster's comment?
Emirates Air, yes, I love the service and all the amenities, and yes, you can shower. Your room is bigger, like half of a living room. What room? You get a room?
Yeah, you get a room on
What is it?
Emirates.
What is it,
On
motel?
first class. First class.
It's a motel or what? So you get a room? So everybody
first
has
class.
their own personal shower then, or what?
No. It's a shared shower, and you sign up for an allotted time and stuff, and you get a certain amount of time for water.
Well, that would be a good thing if you're flying from the States to Thailand or someplace where it's a long flight, right?
Yeah, that way you schedule your time. I mean, and
I got my chips back out, Judy. Just to let you know if you hear the bag.
the I love the business class.
Bologna sandwich. You can't. That's my job. Bologna sandwich. Everybody's eating my stuff. Macaroni and cheese and bologna. Ooh, that's pretty good too. If you cook the bologna and mix it in with the macaroni and cheese, that's not bad.
Yep.
Oh, those are the scariest when they try to go around the storm and still bumpy. Yeah.
I like the business class lounge in Dubai.
That's somebody was just there. Who was there? Oh, Vern.
Yeah,
Vern
it,
was just
it
was it Dubai he was going through, and he said that is the largest um,
it would be Dubai then.
airport. Yeah, he says the largest airport he's ever been in.
But yeah, it got crowded towards the end before the pandemic happened and stuff, before the situation. But it got really crowded because they let you buy your way in. For $100, you could go sit in the lounge, the business class lounge, and but it's huge, and it was getting overcrowded with people, and you were losing the business class experience. I was like, they need to limit this somewhat, you know?
See the Hapser said.
Yeah. No, I have not tried the new lounge in Tokyo. I want to see it. So I want to see the lounge in Singapore too. I want to see the airport in Singapore, not the lounge. The airport in Singapore is one of the best, or is the best in the world, supposedly.
Tokyo. That was
Which
one of the
lounge in Tokyo?
That was one of the layovers going to Philippines on one of the flights.
Hey, you gotta go to Tokyo. Try that one.
Oh, DJ Kath, how are you? Thanks for coming by. We're just sitting here yakety yakking. Just talking tall stories. Do you have any scary airplane rides? Have you been in an airplane? Good airplane rides, scary airplane rides. What else were we talking about?
Traveling in the United States, bad driving experiences.
So this is DJ Cass. She has her own channel. One of the nice people on YouTube.
Nice. What's the subjects of her channel?
She does a lot of open chats.
Oh, okay.
And she does a lot of flexing, shares everybody's channels out.
Oh, okay.
And helps build everybody's channels and stuff like that, which is always a great thing to do.
Yeah.
No, haven't been flying. No, we're just talking about. Yeah. If you've ever been flying, have you ever had any scary experiences on the airplane? You know, maybe a bad airplane flight, maybe a lot of turbulence. I heard the chip bag crinkling. I wish I had some chips to go with my. I wish I had some chip dip to go with my chips. They're kind of dry tonight. So DJ says it's always been nice traveling. Oh, really? No bad experiences flying or nothing?
I had a bad one. I'll never fly into Philadelphia.
Why would anybody fly into Philadelphia? Why would anybody drive through Philadelphia?
Well, I was going from Las Vegas back to Baltimore, and it was a nighttime flight. So we get there, and the plane broke down. American Airlines plane, okay? American Airlines, they have a lot of planes. So we get there, they're like, "Oh, plane's broken. Well, can you replace it with another one and get me to Baltimore?" Yeah, exactly. I would never fly them again. So this is Philadelphia. They're rude there. Anyway,
Yes, they
sorry
are.
for anyone who's they're completely rude. And so they go, "Well,
Doritos.
no, we attempted. We don't have a plane here, so you're on your own. The best we can offer is get you a hotel." It's like, well, no, that's not good enough. I need to go to work. I've got to go to work. I need to be there in Baltimore, which ain't too far away. But they're like, "Well, there's a rental car place. You can rent a car." It's like, "Well, then give me my money back for the ticket." No, we can't do that either. So because we're giving you feasible options. No, it's not a feasible option. A hotel is not a feasible option when I have to work. I had like 3 hours between when I was supposed to land in Baltimore and when I was supposed to work.
Jeez.
So they're like,
Hampshire
"Well, you
said
better
she'll
go
never.
rent a car."
She said she'll never fly American.
Boy, is that true?
American
Neither will
Air.
I.
Doritos, Madam H is yum yum. Yeah, Doritos are good. So yeah, I mean, if any of you guys looking for another new channel to visit, go visit DJ Cass. She has a great channel. She helps people out flexing and stuff too. And like I said, she's one of the nice people on the YouTube. So go check her out. Let me see if I can get her link here for you. I don't usually drop links. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Goodbye. So what do I got to do here, bro? Get out of my stream on YouTube. I don't eat all the time, Matter Jacob. Once in a while is okay. I got some Doritos here, but I get tired of them. I didn't buy the blue ones. I bought the red ones. Hamsters are saying hello to DJ Cass. DJ, I'm trying to get over there to. Hamsters, hello. Are you from DJ to Hamsters? I have some dragon fruits and nice. What? Dragon fruits? Lychee? Right now it's for my dessert. I don't know what it is. I seen the dragon fruit on your shorts there. Hamsters. Yeah, take after give you a wrench. You can drop your link. Okay, here you go. Give me a minute because I'm not used to doing this stuff. Okay, DJ Cat, you can drop your link if you want to. You should have a blue wrench now. Well, you're very welcome, DJ Cat. You know, I love your show. It's nice show. You always have pleasant music playing in the background. It just, to me, it's a relaxing show. It's you don't feel the hustle and bustle like some shows always feel like you're in a major city or something. And your show is relaxing. I have static. What kind of static? This kind of static or no?
No, you got static in your microphone. It's not from the
Really?
chips. Yeah.
Has it been that way a while or what?
Yeah, it's been that way for a while, but it wasn't too bad.
Has it gotten worse or what?
No, it's about the same.
I gotta find my microphone. I have a microphone. Everything's just throwing everywhere right now. So just working with the mic off the laptop. So it's not the best probably.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, you got your scheduled live stream tomorrow, DJ Cass. So there's your link right there if you guys want to go visit her channel.
Right.
So back to what you were talking about on the airplane ride. So what's the longest? Let me ask. Any of you guys have been on airplanes more than I have. What's the longest flight you've ever been on without going from point A to point B, no matter what it was, nonstop? How long did you fly? What's the longest you've ever flown before you had to stop?
For me, it was the Orlando to Dubai. That was 17 hours.
Oh, the hamsters are saying 23 hours. Oh,
23 hours nonstop. Wow, the range on that
that's
plane.
nonstop, hamsters?
Probably from Hawaii to Australia, or California to Australia.
Is it that long to Australia?
Yeah. Oh, that includes stopovers. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, nonstop.
with nonstop going to one, even though it's a stopover. If you stop, you're done. So from a point A to a point B, even though it's a stopover.
Yeah, I was like, wow, the range on that plane's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. DJ Cat, you're very welcome. You have a great show over there, so no problems. You always share my link. Got no problem sharing your links here. What I do, we're down to 2 people. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that counter thing is right, Robert.
Yeah.
Because I know you're here. I know the hamsters are here, unless Ira dropped off. Okay, hers was 16 hours from Germany to Japan.
Yeah.
And
Mine was 17.
Can you get up and move around? Is there things to do to get you up and move around, or what?
Yeah.
I'm waving at King. Can you see me?
I was there.
Hi, King. I'm waving back at you.
Is he waving at you?
I don't know. He was waving at something.
Oh.
He's doing some teaching or something. I can't believe how long he's going. I wanted to rewatch that because I wanted to see that military stuff. So the 16, 17 hours on those flights, there's things to get you up and moving around and stuff, or
Well, I think I showed you the picture. I sat at the table most of the flight.
man, that would kill me. Just like doing this right now, we're going over 2 hours now.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my knees if I don't get up and start walking around.
Yeah. Well, I had that lay flat bed thing, so I did that, and I slept most of the flight.
Oh, King must be trying to sell something again.
Is it our coffee?
Oh, no. I thought maybe we'd go longer than everybody else, but I thought we'd at least beat King. But King, man, he did a long live stream. He's still going.
Yeah, but we started before him. We started half an hour before him.
Did we?
Yeah, we started like
that's right.
40 minutes before him.
Okay. Well, that's long for him, though. He usually just does around an hour.
Yeah. He's got a very interesting live stream going on.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that one. But
You have to watch it on replay. I thought you don't watch live streams on replay.
well, unless it's got something like that, yeah. I mean, because usually live streams is like what we're doing, just sitting here bullshitting.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I was waiting to see that museum too.
Yep.
No, rather they want to do a live stream.
Hey, you're still watching it.
Not really.
Had to get you
I
talking.
can't hear anything he's saying. Bruce says I have to keep turning it down. Tropical Tim is in the house. So yeah, so I don't know how you could just sit at at the table all the time. Do they have gyms on those airplanes, on those big airplanes? They have like little gyms you can work out in.
No, no. They got to watch some of the weight, so they wouldn't do that. But
I didn't think like a bicycle or something would be too heavy.
yeah, no. Well, okay, like in economy, you can get up, walk around, and stuff. I'm just speaking from the economy thing, which, I mean, business class, you gotta lay flat bed. You could do that, or if you want to get up, walk around, you could go back to the lounge. They have an onboard lounge, but you could sleep whatever. Economy, you'd have to get up a couple times if you can. I like aisle seats on in
Really?
economy.
Why do you like
Yeah,
aisle seats?
in economy. That way
Oh,
I
yeah,
can get
yeah.
up as much as I want and stuff
Yeah.
and not have to do it. I always, because I knew a lot of the people there with the airline and stuff, I never really asked for a bump up, but I asked if I could get an empty row in economy. So if they had it, they would usually accommodate me on that. That way I could lay down across all the seats.
Did you see Baraka, what she said on King's channel? My friend, where did you lose your hair? You really got a short haircut this time.
That's funny.
I mean, it's really short this time.
No, I haven't flown with Singapore Airlines.
Is
I
it?
guess she's asking me.
Yeah, I know she ain't asking me.
Yeah, but no, I will one day.
They're a top-notch airline, huh?
I've heard that. I've heard Japan Airlines is great.
So, in everybody's opinion, thank you, Kath. In everybody's opinion that has flown lately, and I haven't flown lately, of course.
I don't think anyone's flown lately.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I haven't flown in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
What is the safest airline to take? Not the most comfortable. What is the safest? Is there a rule out there for that or no?
Emirates has got a pretty good safety record. Southwest not so much.
What's King doing? Teaching kids in class? Making them stamp stuff. Huh.
Yeah, not really sure on that. I know Emirates is pretty safe.
They have a pretty good safe flying record.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me anything because, like I said, I haven't flown out of the United States.
Yeah. We need to get you on a plane flying out of the United States.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Why?
I'm gonna have to be drunk before I get on the plane. I think it's been so long. And
Just get drunk on a plane.
plus, right now, I wouldn't trust any pilots. From what I read on that one report, it's like, holy crap.
Oh, how they've been sitting around. Some of them buy a unit.
Well, yeah, but they said that a lot of pilots have retired since, and they said they're hiring such people with no experience now.
Yeah.
Just shorthanded. And I always said when this happened, I said, I will not be on the first plane because that first plane has been sitting there. I mean, yeah, I know they're using them, but
Yeah.
it's like taking your car on a long road trip. It hasn't been on a long road trip in a while. So
See, I knew she would like Japan Airlines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew she would.
Qantas and Emirates in Singapore. American Airlines doesn't even come close.
She's a big fan of American Airlines, huh?
Oh, yeah. She's promoting them pretty good on my channel. Hopefully they don't see it.
Yeah, she said it like 5 times.
I know. I might have to get a link to the American Airlines.
Yep. With her recommendation.
Mm. Yes. Wonder if I got static because I got my phone next to the tablet.
Don't worry. I'm trying to get Emirates to do the same thing for me.
You're a frequent flyer on American Airlines, Hapsters?
She's joking. She'll never fly them again.
Is the static gone away?
Yeah, it's gone away somewhat.
Yeah, I had my phone up behind it when I was watching King. So actually, Delta is good in Hawaiian Air. What is the best airlines to take from here to the Philippines? In anybody's opinion, is there a certain airline that you would recommend that goes to the Philippines? Because I heard now they're doing direct flights out of California and stuff, or out of the West Coast, I guess, that they didn't have before.
Yeah,
So
because a lot of countries are requiring quarantine and stuff, and won't let you transit through there.
yeah, and I imagine it's going to stay like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think.
He doesn't want to fly to Hawaii though.
No, I don't want to. Oh, definitely don't want. I want to come visit Hawaii, but I was talking to some people, and you've been to Hawaii, right, Robert?
No.
Well, all the friends I've talked to have been to Hawaii. They love Hawaii. It's very, 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 very expensive. But they said the airport over there is so small, it scares the hell out of you thinking that you're not going to have enough room to land on. That's how small it is. That's what everybody tells me. So Vern just put out a video, my first amazing Thai temple experience. Huh. That's first time in Thailand for Vern. That's cool. Judy Fisher, back with my bologna. Oh yeah, is it? Hope you got the beef bologna, not the chicken. The beef bologna is the best one, in my opinion. Don't you think, Robert? Not the chicken bologna. Yeah.
Yeah, I like beef.
But coming from where you are at, it will take you about 16 hours, include stopover, or you can stop over to Hawaii, and that's 11 hours. Huh? Oh, for the
You could take
Philippines?
an 11-hour flight to Hawaii, and then go over to the Philippines after that. Is what she's saying.
I know it takes forever to get to the Philippines, even from the West Coast. But it is, you know, I was looking at that because driving over the road, I can go anywhere. And I was thinking, well, why don't I just drive out to Seattle, leave my van parked there, and I could fly out from Seattle, it'd be quicker. Because I've talked to a few people, when you fly out of Michigan, a lot of times when you're going to the Philippines, you're going to fly like to Arizona.
Yeah.
And then, you know, either for a layover or whatever, and then fly out. And it's like, that's just nuts. How about if I just drive? I'll drive to Seattle and fly out. So it's actually bigger now. They added to it. Added to what? I lost it.
To the airport that you were talking about.
Oh, really? It's bigger. Did they add 100 feet or 20 feet or what? Thank you, Kath. Yeah. Hawaii is the hub from overseas going to the mainland U.S. Huh?
It's a hub because it's halfway, sort of.
Oh, going from a different country to the United States?
Yeah. If you're flying east, it's easier that way. If you're going to the West Coast.
Smallest one is in Big Island. Honolulu Airport is bigger. Oh, okay.
I heard one of the hardest airports to land at is San Francisco.
Is it San Francisco or L.A.?
San Francisco. LA is wide open and no hills. San Francisco, when you're landing, you got to clear a embankment, and then you got to go down and stuff, and that's what caused a couple of accidents with the airplanes that you heard about when they crash in San Francisco. They don't clear it, and they crash. So it's a difficult runway. It's a difficult landing
So
strip.
she doesn't like the San Francisco or LAX.
Yeah. Why don't you like it?
Too complicated there when boarding other airlines, especially if you are going overseas. Huh.
Yeah, I can see that.
What's that, San Francisco?
Yeah, or LAX. LAX is big.
Well, I just know because when I was looking at going to the Philippines and one of the layovers, I can't remember if it was Hong Kong or
Japan.
Japan. I think it was Japan. And everybody's like, "Well, don't go outside the airport on your layover. Don't leave the airport."
You might have to.
No, they said they don't want you to leave the airport if you're not staying there.
Well, that's not entirely true most of the time. Most of the time, though, because some of those require a airport change. You got to go from Haneda to the other airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
to Haneda to Narita. Yeah, there's a lot of change airports in Japan where you have to change. There's a lot of flights.
LAX, you have to go out the airport and check back in if you're going overseas.
Yep.
So she tries to avoid LAX in San Francisco, taking different flights. Well, I've heard people say, you shouldn't leave the airport because you're not staying in that country. So you shouldn't leave the airport because, I don't know, you had to go through all that crap to get out of the airport.
Yeah.
They say you're just better off staying in the airport even if you got an 8-hour layover.
Yeah, but in Japan, most of the time you've got no choice.
Oh, we
Because
might get crowded here. Bruce is spinning. Oh, it's back on now.
But yeah, a lot of it requires a airport transfer going into Japan.
So they have two different airports right next to each other then?
It's not right next to each other. It's on different sides of the city. It's not as bad as it sounds, but you still gotta leave the airport.
How do you get to the other airport?
They got airport transfer buses, or you can take taxi or whatever.
Well, does it cost money to go to the other airport? That you think the airlines would have to pay for that?
I think it's covered in your ticket. I think they provide transportation. I'm not 100% sure on that. Like with London, they cover it.
What are you scared of, Ira? What do you want when? Now, which is worse? If you guys have ever been to these, which one is worse? You got New York, or Washington D.C., LAX.
Dulles is so small; it's ridiculously small.
Dallas.
They have Dulles, Washington D.C.,
Oh.
the international hub there. It is so small. You go into a part. It's like a circle area. So you go into there, and there's like 15 to 16 gates on that area. Yeah, it's a busy place, but it's small. I hate taking off from there.
That's DC.
Yeah. It's outside DC too.
So, what is worse in your guys' opinion, LA, or New York? That's what you get, Ira, for
Oh, no.
teasing me earlier. Got her fish, now it's burning.
That's not
DFW
good.
Airport is huge in Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked up out there.
And they got one of the longest runways.
Yep, Ira burned her fish. That's what she gets for teasing me. Judy will get hers.
Yep.
So they have. So okay, out of New York and L.A., let's just say the two big ones, right? Those are the two big ones, New York and
Yeah.
L.A. Which is worse? Which is better? They same, equal? Now, does New York have two big airports there?
New York
Ken-
has two big airports,
Kennedy
LaGuardia
and
and LaGuardia.
okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of transfers there too.
So, in your opinion, which is worse, L.A. or New York?
I haven't been to LA in years. I can't remember. But New York wasn't too bad for me.
Mrs. Hamster, how about you? L.A. or New York? Which is worse? Which is better? I've never been to neither one. Detroit's bad enough for me. Detroit is just, well, they remodeled it a little bit, but I don't think they made it better.
Yeah.
Do you fly in with the team when you used to travel with them?
Yeah.
But you guys
You
are
know-
treated, the team is treated different, right? They're,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So New York, what? Number one? New York, number two? Didn't mean it that way, but it came out that way, I guess.
The you know when they had the space shuttles? That's Dallas has one of the backup fields.
Has for
Or
the space
Houston.
shuttle?
Yeah, Houston does.
Houston, we have a problem. Houston
Yeah.
used to be
Houston
the go-to
does.
place.
Yep.
They'd leave Houston
one
and
was
then
big.
then they'd land in Florida, I think.
Yeah, they land in Florida, but if the weather was bad there, they would fly out to Houston.
Was it Houston
And land there.
or Vegas? Arizona.
No, Houston or Houston was one of them. I can't remember the other one. There's another backup one too.
So where's the first place you're going when things open and you're done over here? I know the answer, but
Yeah. You know where I gotta go.
go ahead. You can say it. There's nobody special watching. I think Janice left.
Everyone's special here. What are you talking about? Everyone's special here.
When Abster says she's going to Japan to see her nieces, then proceed to the Philippines for all the family to meet up. Oh boy, that sounds like fun.
There you go. How about I hold that information and then do a live stream once I get there and surprise you guys
Once you get where?
wherever I'm going. Whenever it opens up.
Because when you get to wherever you're going, you're gonna call me and say, "Oh, Scott, do a live stream."
Exactly. You'll probably have better signal.
No, I don't think so. I know where you're going first, just because you have to go there first.
Yep.
Probably, especially if things don't open up this winter, you're gonna have to go there first.
Yep.
Because it's going to be 2 years since you've been there.
Exactly.
Hamsters has faith Some of my family moved back to the Philippines already. Well, I mean, I've never been to the Philippines. I can't really comment on how it is.
We need to get Scott out to the Philippines.
No, we don't need to get scheduled to the Philippines. I mean, just knowing the temperature, how hot it is there, how ridiculously stupid they organize stuff over there. I'm not really interested in living there. I don't mind. Don't mind going to visit, but I don't. I already said before I don't want to live in the Philippines. Come to Hawaii, guys, and visit September through January. It's cheaper because it's winter time here.
But it's
still nice
but
weather.
it's still 20 times more expensive than here.
Yeah. Motel room, well, that'll be $500 a night, sure. Yeah, that's all I heard about Hawaii, how expensive they are.
Yep.
But it is, I wouldn't, it's like a lot of other places I'd like to go see, but I mean, I still haven't seen a lot of stuff here in the United States.
I was listening to you.
About what?
Your comment.
What was my comment?
Huh?
Oh, I don't want to live in the Philippines? I told her that many times. Told her that many times. It just, I know it's like me moved to Arizona. And there's no way I should have moved to Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't like the heat that much, especially when it's too hot.
Yeah. Wow. 12:46 already. You gotta wake up early. Maybe we should end the live stream.
Yeah, that's what I was said about an hour ago, but nobody would let me. No comment, Robert.
Hey, you're getting a whole bunch of people watching. They like the conversation.
Well, we're back up to 5.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
So I'll go lay down. You run the show. I'll wake up in a few hours and take over the show from you.
My computer's at 18% though.
Well, plug it in. You're in. I love people. Oh, my computer's dying. You're sitting in a house with outlets. Plug it in.
I'm not in the house.
You're in the boat. Same thing.
Yeah.
So what's the farthest you ever been on a boat ride? Non-stop. Without before you stop.
Not too far. It was a cruise. It was Bahamas.
How far was that?
From Orlando or Miami to
Was that about
Bahamas.
5 hours?
I don't remember.
A lot of puking going on. Can your boat sail to Hawaii, Robert?
It can, but I'm not going down through South America.
Why not? What's wrong with that?
Because I want to get stuck in the Panama Canal.
Why would you have to go down through South America?
Because that'd be the quickest way.
Oh.
To get over to Hawaii? Yeah, you got to.
You go down around the Keys right there.
You can't go over Mexico.
You go down south again. You got to.
Yeah, Panama Canal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's no quicker way. The only way quicker is
you stop at a port in Mexico. No, those guys will drag you up on land and drag you all the way over to the other side. And then you
Exactly.
get back in the boat and you go back at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Scott forgot about Mexico.
Yeah. That's because I'm half asleep.
Yeah. You need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up early and leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you're gonna stay another day.
That's what I said an hour ago.
Yeah, Panama Canal is the only way to go when it's not blocked.
Now it's just all out war. See who's going to end first, me or Bruce. I guess the Panama Canal is the only way to go. Yeah, you go up through Canada.
Panama Canal is very interesting.
You go up through Canada.
But we're at 2 hours 40 minutes. I gotta wake up. I gotta charge my stuff. So we should wrap it up.
Well, it's wrapped it up an hour ago. We have plenty of voyagers from the mainland U.S. and sailed away. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, yeah, from California?
Yeah, from California.
Or Washington State, yeah. Okay, Robert wants to wrap it up because he's whining and he's tired. So we've been going
And
2 hours,
you got a
40
long drive.
minutes. And I wanted to wrap it up an hour ago, but nobody listens to me. So thank everybody for stopping by. The Hapsters, Judy Fisher, Ira Jacob, DJ Kath, Kingly Way,
Janice.
I don't know who I'm missing now. Oh, Jamie.
No, you can. Panama Canal's not the only way to go, but you don't want to go all the way down past South America. You could go there, but those seas are rough down there.
King is still live. You believe that?
Yep.
Holy cow, he don't usually go that down. Have a good night, Hapsters. Thank you for showing up. Really, really appreciate it. Couldn't beat out Bruce tonight. So aloha, good night from Hawaii. Love, love, love. And tell Judy Fisher we said goodbye. Good night. Hapsters, tell Judy we said good night. And I hope she enjoys her bologna. I don't know why they call it bologna. It ends with an A. You might get some pirates too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready for pirates. Bring them on. Let's go to war.
Well, the Mexican pirates are not nice, though.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the arsenal.
All right, guys. All right. Thanks for coming in. Robert, thanks for showing up. And we'll see you guys next time. It'll probably be a while before I do another stream. So be safe. Take care of yourself, and God bless you all. Hopefully all this craziness ends one day by 2023.
That's another reason why I wanted him to do the live stream, because I know it's going to be a while before he does another one.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Tell Judy you said bye, Hapsters.
Bye, everyone.
All right, I'll talk to you later. See you, Robert. Thanks.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
All righty. Stay away from the crowds, yeah. That's what I'm hearing. I haven't been out in public in a while, so. Okay, good night, everybody. Again, thank you all for stopping by. You know, I much appreciate it. And, yeah, it'll be a little bit before I do another stream. So take care of yourselves out there. Be safe. God bless.